Hi, this is Phil Hartman with PH Fabrication and Horton Race Cars. Just wanted to give you guys a weekly shop update. Hope everyone's doing well. So it's been a pretty busy week here at the shop. As you can tell, the land speed car is back in the shop. We also have a front engine dragster in the far bay, and the Chevy Malibu is here getting floor pans put in. So we're making progress on that. Now this past week I also made a quick trip down to Florida for about a day to help with some updates on a front half for a top fuel team. So that was always a good time to get away and kind of enjoy some warm weather. But back at the shop here, we've been able to get the land speed car stripped down. Now a lot of you guys saw the land speed car finished, and it went back to the customer. He wired it, got a lot of the stuff plumbed, and actually ran the car in a parking lot. And I believe I posted a video of that, but if not, you'll have to check me out on Instagram. I know I have one up there. And once he got it running the way he wanted, he stripped the motor out of it, took all the wiring back off. He brought me the car, and what we are doing is taking it down to the bare chassis. Basically, every nut and bolt's coming off of it. We'll strip it down to the bare chassis, get the chassis powder coated. All the aluminum you'll see on the car will get black anodized, and then a few things like the levers will all get red anodized, just to be a little more visual in the cockpit. So we've got a lot of the car stripped down already, but still have a lot to do. That's why you can see the shop is kind of a mess right now with body panels and parts. Now we do organize everything, so we have a lot of Ziploc baggies. Everything gets labeled, organized, and then that way it makes life easier when it goes back together. It really gives it kind of a different view of how the front suspension and the rear suspension all work. So you can see how it's a horizontal suspension setup. Same with the rear suspension. Now, I always explained, I think in my previous videos, on how the back section of the car can come off. And as you can see, we took the complete tail right off the car. Everything gets bolted on with the flanges and supports, and then you can still see the parachute tubes are back in there. Now all of this stuff will get stripped out of the body, and that way we can get it anodized and powder coated. And really, the anodizing and powder coat prevent any rust and corrosion when they get on the salt. You still have to clean it, still have to maintain it, but this at least helps prevent the corrosion. Now you can see how the rear suspension's all done, and pretty neat setup. I'm really happy with how everything turned out on this car. But we have about another day to 2 days of getting this thing stripped down, and off to powder coat and anodize it'll go. Now over here in the third bay, got a front engine dragster in. Now we're going to do some updates to the body, new belly pans, and just basically more cosmetic work on it than anything else. The chassis is in good condition, so we won't have any chassis updates that way, but I'm looking forward to getting started on this project. Now I do need to mention that the 55 Chevy Gasser, we're real close to having that thing finished up and wired. So the plan is, once the land speed car goes to powder coat and anodize, I'll get the Chevy Gasser back in here, finish up the miscellaneous things, and let it go back to North Carolina to the customer. Now over here on the Chevy Malibu, definitely making some headway on the floor pans. So we've got our bead rolls all drawn out on how we're planning to bead roll it. Now over here on the driver's side, you can see we've got the bead rolls in. We've actually got it attached to the floor structure with the clecos. Now this will all get rosetted in, and let me see if I can move some of these clecos and get a little bit better view here. But really turned out nice. I'm happy with how that all looks. Now when you do all the bead rolls, people don't realize that the metal actually kind of warps on you, just from shrinking and stretching the metal when you're bead rolling it. Bead rolling it always puts into a stretch, so you got to shrink the edges to get the panel to lay flat again. And like I said, a lot of this is just learning. You know, it's hard to explain to somebody that has never done sheet metal work, hey, this is what you have to do. A lot of times it's trial and error, and it eventually turns out. But I'm really happy with how the floor pans look. I know the customer's excited to get the car back, so you can also see we got the steering column in, and it's really coming along nicely. Looking forward to getting this car finished up and back to the customer. Well, that is it for the weekly shop update. I hope you guys all have a great rest of the week, and I will talk to you all soon.